بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم. يعطيكم العافية. Today we are going to answer the third quiz that we have in this group, inshallah. خلينا do the questions together. بسم الله. First question. This question talks about general ideas about moment, Hooke's law, and pressure. Actually, I didn't ask that much questions about Hooke's law. I will send you another quiz, okay, for yourself to do it as a homework about moment and Hooke's law and pressure. And after we finish the whole general physics, we are going to do a small revision about the whole thing, okay? Inshallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First question. The pressure due to the liquid on the object immersed in the liquid is how much? 4,500 Pascal. That's the pressure inside. The density of the liquid is 900. This is the pressure. This is the density. Okay. What depth? Okay. What is the depth of the object below the surface of the water? They ask about the height, how much it will be. Yes, send me the answer. Some of you said C, some of you said A. Shukran ya Ibrahim, shukran ya Muhammad, shukran ya Ilaf. Now, Abdul Rahman, give me the correct answer. Ibrahim, give me the correct answer. في معناته ناس غلطوا. طيب خلينا نكتب مع بعض. We know that أيوة فيها محمد بعت لي جواب الغلط برضو. شكرا يا محمد. So pressure equal density multiplied by gravity multiplied by depth. Okay, I'm asking about the depth. How much the pressure? It's 4,500 equal the density, which is 9,000 multiplied by the gravity acceleration, which is 10 multiplied by the depth, which is unknown, divided by 9,000. So h, it will be 0.5 meter. This is centimeter. So the correct answer is 50 centimeter, which is what? Which is C. 50 what? Centimeter. You have to be careful. You have to be careful. Okay? Tamam? That's the first question. Second question. You have to be careful. Exactly. An oil tank has a base area. Okay? An oil tank has a base area of 2.5 meters square and filled with oil with depth of 1.2. So this is the area and this is the height or the h, exactly the depth. Okay. The density is 8,000 kilogram per cubic meter. What is the force exerted on the base, okay, due to the oil? Now we know that pressure equal force over area. That means force equal pressure multiplied by area. So that's the first step. Actually, this is the second step. That means I have to know how much is the pressure because I know the area, which is 2.5. So first step, I will use the formula for pressure in liquids, which is density times gravity times height, which is 8,000 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 1.2. And the answer that I got it here, I'll substitute it here. Okay, and I'll multiply it by what? By the area, which is 2.5. 8,000 times 1.2, it will be 9,600. Multiplied by 2.5, it will be how much? 24,000. شكرا. شكرا يا محمد، شكرا يا إبراهيم، شكرا يا عبد الرحمن. مين كمان جاوب صح؟ محمد. اوكي. يس. في ناس جاوبوا ايش؟ سؤال غلط. يس. في ناس لازم ينتبهوا. You have to be careful. Okay. Not always everything is clear and you can do it in one step. Okay. Next. A manometer is connected to a gap tap. Okay. The diagram X shows the liquid level before opening the tap. As you can see, they are same level. Okay. The gas pressure is greater than the atmospheric pressure. With the diagram shows what happened to the liquid. Okay. Now, as the gas pushes the liquid here to go down, that means it goes to the other side up. So which one is the answer? The answer is B. Again, Salma, second question, they ask about the force which is pressure times area. We have to find the pressure first and multiply it by the area. The pressure was 800 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 1.2, which is 9,600 multiplied by the area, which is 2.5, and that's how we can find the force. 30 question, they said that the pressure of the gas is greater than the atmospheric pressure. That means it will push the liquid down here and goes up in the other side, so the answer is B. Can the answer be D? Can the answer be D, goes from one side only and does not move in the other side? No, this cannot be. Okay, so the answer is what? Is B in this question. Next, what they ask. What does the barometer measure? It's obvious. It measures what? The atmospheric pressure. Question number 5. Question number 5, what do they ask? A submarine, okay. A submarine is in, try to mute yourself لو سمحتوا يا شباب. Okay. So again, ya shabab, a submarine in the water with the density it's 1,000, 1 times 10 to the power of 3. A submarine changed the depth. This caused the pressure to increase by how much? 10 megapascal. That means the pressure, it's 0.1, sorry. 0.1 times 10 to the power of mega, that means 6 zeros. That means the pressure, it's 100,000. That's the change in the pressure in Pascal. Okay. What is the change in the depth of the submarine? Okay, now we have to use the formula, and we know that the formula said that pressure equal density multiplied by gravity multiplied by depth, or the height. So the pressure, which is 100,000, equal the density, which is 1,000, multiplied by 10, multiplied by h, divided by 10,000. The answer is what? 10 meters. So the answer is 10 meters. Shukran ya Ibrahim, shukran ya Muhammad. You have to be careful. You have to be careful. Focus. Write always write. دائما يا شباب خربش على جنب. اكتب الفورمula, put the numbers, use the calculator. Do that. Okay? Without this, you will lose the marks. Next. Which statement is explained by reference to pressure? Objects with greater mass have greater weight. That's mass and weight, the relationship between them. 1 kilogram, okay, of water occupied more volume than that's, I'm talking about density, mass, and volume. Okay. Spikes on running shoes sink into the ground. Why they sink? Because they have high pressure. Okay, force over area. Water cools to a low enough temperature, turns to ice. That's in thermal physics. We are going to talk about it later on. So the answer here in this question exactly is C. Yes, شكرا يا عبد الرحمن, شكرا يا إبراهيم. طيب, شايف في ناس زعلت. أنا شايف في ناس زعلت وبطلت تحكي وبطلت تبعت answers وبطلت. طيب. Question 7. يلا. Okay. Send me the answer. كلياتكم. Now. كل الموجودين عندي. ابعت لي الانسرز. انت زعلان you are mad مش مشكله. انا بدي اياك تكون ماد هلا عشان تدرس مره ثانيه وتفوكس عشان next time do not get mad. Exactly. برافو. ها شكرا يا مصطفى, عبد الرحمن, محمد, عبد الرحمن الثاني. اوكي. مش مشكله. الاف شكرا. Okay. The diagram shows a stone suspended on a string under what the surface of a liquid. The stone experiences a pressure caused by a liquid. Okay, what would increase the pressure on the stone? As we go down, as we lower it, okay, in deeper liquid, it will have greater pressure. But decreasing the surface area of the stone does not change anything. Increase the mass of the stone does not change the pressure. Okay, decreasing the surface area of the stone does not increase the pressure on it. Okay, using a liquid with lower density, it will be the opposite. It will decrease the pressure, not increase the pressure. Okay. So the answer is C. تمام. Okay. Next. Question 8. It's obvious. If you please send me the answer, which one is the correct answer? They ask about the smallest pressure, on which side it will be. The smallest pressure, it will be which side? شكرا يا محمد، شكرا يا مصطفى، شكرا يا عبد الرحمن، شكرا يا مروان. يلا إلاف، سلمى، أيوة شكرا يا سلمى، حازم. حازم الكل يبعت لي. Yes, A. صح. الانسر is A. Why A? Why on the surface P? Because it has the greatest length and the greatest width, so it has the greatest base area. If they ask the opposite, شكرا يا أدهم. If they ask which one has the greatest pressure, on which side it will have the greatest pressure, the answer will be what? The answer will be Q. Okay, B, the small surface area. Bravo, good. Next, look here in this question. What they said? They said that which force and distance have the smallest moment? Now look here, they give us forces and they give us distance from the pivot, and they said perpendicular distance. If the distance was parallel, not perpendicular, the answer is 0, because to make a moment, to make rotation, you have to make the force and the distance perpendicular. But if they are parallel, they cancel out, they make a force to the pivot. Okay, so the distance is 0. So that's why they say the word perpendicular. So let's see. 6 times 4, which is 24. Okay, 7 times 6, which is 42. 10 times 4, which is 40. And 12 times 3, which is 36. And which one has the greatest? Sorry, the smallest moment is A. Which one has the greatest moment is B. So you have to be careful. Okay? Tamam? Okay. Next question. A child tries to push a large empty oil drum. Where should the drum be pushed to tipple it with the least force? Now, this is the line of action of the force. This is the line of action of the force. In this situation, okay, the pivot or the point of rotation, it will be this edge, this edge. So how far it is this edge? How much is the perpendicular distance? How much is the perpendicular distance? Whenever the perpendicular distance is greater, the force needed, it will be smaller. So the answer is what? The answer is A. تمام؟ شكرا يا إبراهيم، شكرا يا محمد، شكرا يا عبد الرحمن، شكرا يا إلاف. The answer is A, to use what? Least force to tipple it over. Question number 11, we did similar to this one, okay, on the booklet, okay, the worksheet, and we said that the pressure is measured using a manometer as shown in the diagram, okay. The water is replaced by a liquid with a more denser, like mercury. What happened to the height h? The answer is, the answer in question 10 is A, and the answer in question 11, يلا بعتوا لي, what's the answer? If I replace the water in a density with more, a liquid with more density, denser liquid, the answer, it will be B. It will be decreased, but not to 0. It will be too small, but not 0. Okay? شكرا. يسلموا يسلم. طيب. هيك we finish the multiple choice questions here. Okay? Next, شو بيحكينا? Okay? Question 12. In a laboratory experiment to find the center of mass of a triangular piece of card. The card suspended first from A, then suspended from B. When they suspended from A, point D was vertically below it. When they suspended from B, point E was vertically below it. Okay? They give us this information. Okay? Yes. Any question? Okay. Do you want me to repeat 11? The answer is BY, because we use a density, more liquid density. Okay, density, liquid with greater density, so the height will be less. Okay, طيب. Now here in this situation, what I will do, I will use a plumb line. I will use plumb line. What do I mean by plumb line? I mean by this, you can write a load, what? a load tied with what? With a string. A load tied with a string. With a string, okay, or a cotton.
Can I say a rope?
A rope, it's very thick. String, it's thin. Okay, the idea it's correct. But why you write something wrong يعني أنا في فرق بين حبل وبين إيش خيط. Okay, تمام تمام. Good. Next, what this said here. خليتني أشوف شو أنتم كتبتوا اللي بتسألني عن الامتحانات. هلا إذا كتبت string بدل rope maybe I accept the rope. أوكي بس الفكرة الأيديا إنه لازم تكتبوا الكلمة الصح. تمام. أوكي طيب. rope with a load. أوكي لازم يكون في load أو mass أو heavy object tied with it. أوكي طيب. That's why we call plumb line. Okay. The figure shows draw the construction lines of the points. They ask you to label where's the center of gravity and label it with letter G. هلا احنا حكينا A with D بالمسطرة بتعملها and what B with E by ruler you do that and the point of intersection okay it will be what it will be our answer. This is the center of mass for this object. I will label it with what? With the letter what? G. Okay? Tamam? You have to do this with the ruler. Okay, these lines with the ruler. Shukran, shukran, صح. Yes. Where they intersect, okay, is the center of mass. Next. Most of people, they have this dummy or something like this, okay, that when you punch it, okay, it falls down, then what? Return back straight, okay? Why it return back straight? Because the center of mass, it's very low, and it makes a moment that rotate it back upwards, okay? This is a core question, okay? They ask, okay, in this figure, they illustrated the object that upright position, whatever the position will start. On one of these three positions, okay, mark clearly X the position, that's what this toy can stop. Now, this toy is symmetrical shape. That means the center of mass supposed to be somewhere at this point on this line. Now, I can draw anywhere, okay, except the correct position. And the correct position, it will be at the lowest position here in the bottom. That's the point where is the center of mass of this object. How can I check that my answer is correct? Look here, ya shabab. We know that the force is the weight that acts down. And this is the base area. So this is the pivot. So it make a moment what clockwise that lift it up. Okay, good. Tamam. So the answer is what is this point. You can label it whenever you want. Okay, it's in the bottom. Okay, between the two legs.
I label one doll or I must label the tree?
No, one of them. Hey, on one. Okay. Did you understand why is this? في واحد حاطط لي إياه هون. No, it's not like this because it will tipple over in the other direction. And if it's this like this, that means it's to stay and will not stand up. Okay, so you have to be careful about the question, what they ask. Okay, next. This is a hard one. This is a hard question. It needs 2 steps to answer it. 2 lessons. Okay, they ask about pressure, they ask about moment. Look what they say. The figure shows a brake pedal and on a vehicle. Okay, we have a brake, the exerted force from the driver. Okay, at this point, and we have a pivot here. Good for you, Abdurrahman. And we have another force or link. Okay, that arm that is here and pushes the piston with an area. Okay, to push, make a pressure of the oil goes to the pedal of the brakes. Okay, what they ask. No problem, Adham, no problem. Okay. No, this is not the answer, ya Marwan. This is one step of the answer. Listen, طول بالك. The driver exerts a force on the pedal, increasing the pressure of the oil as it's shown. Yeah, we have a force here. I will call it F1. This force on 20 centimeter far, it makes about the pivot a moment that push the link with a force F2. Okay, that makes a pressure on the what oil piston here. The area of the piston is given 6.5 times 10 to the power of negative 4. The pressure increases by 500,000, 5 times 10 to the power of 5. Calculate the force F1. What I need to do, we know that force F1 causes the moment multiplied by D1 equal force F2 multiplied by distance D2. Yes, thank you, enough. So the distance for the first force, we know it, it's 24. And the distance for the second force, we know it, it's 7. It's not necessary to convert from centimeter to meter, okay? So I need to find F1, but in the same time, I have to find how much is F2. So this is the second step, okay? The first step, how much is F2? We don't know. How much is what is F2? But what we know that F2 causes a pressure inside the oil. So first step, we know that pressure equals force, which is F2, divided by the area. By doing cross multiplication, F2 is equal to the pressure multiplied by the area. And the pressure, which is 5 times 10 to the power of 5, multiplied by the area 6.5 times 10 to the power of negative 4, and the answer is 325 Newton. This is this force that caused by the pivot as the force F1 on the pedal is pushed. So I put it here, 325. Then what I would say, over 20, over 24, over 24, 325 times 7 divided by 24. By using calculator, it will be approximately 95 Newton. So it's a small force, 95 Newton. I will push on the pedal as a driver, and this force will be magnified to be 325 by the pivot and the moment to make the oil has an increase in the pressure. Then this increased pressure goes to the braking system in the wheels. Okay, you did it in a different way and you still get the same answer, no problem. Let me check your answers because I am very busy in these days. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so this is not a hard question, but it needs thinking. It needs open mind to know that we have moment about the pivot. Okay. Tamam. Did you lose a mark? No. If you write 95 points, 94 point something, I round it up. I don't know. I did it with my brain. I don't know what the exact answer. The exact answer by using calculator. Is it 94.8 or 0.5 or 95 or how much? خليني check by calculator.
If I wrote 325 and that is my last answer, how much marks I will get?
2 marks. It's 94.8. So it's 95, yes. شكرا يا محمد. تمام. Let's go on. Continue. Okay. Next question. What they ask. Also, this question is part of a core paper. Okay. شو بيحكي لنا السؤال. Question 13. A light vertical triangle piece, okay, of rigid plastic, PQR, this one, is pivoted at the corner P here. A horizontal 5 Newton force acts on it. This horizontal force, as you can see, this is the line of action of it. It's away from the pivot. This is the distance to the pivot, okay? It's away from it. What they ask. Describe what, if any, would happen to the piece of the plastic. شو بصير بالpiece of plastic? What did you write? Yeah, send me the answers. why we did divide by 24. خليني أفرجيك what we did here. The previous question أنا خليته فاضي فترة طويلة. I need to find F1. So I put over 24 over 24. Yes, شكرا يا عبد الرحمن. شكرا يا إلاف. ما في داعي للكتابة هاي كلها. It will move clockwise direction. It will exactly, bravo. Turn clockwise. Turn clockwise. Or rotate clockwise. Or rotate about the pivot P clockwise. Or rotate down or move downwards. Okay, the point Q
When
will
I
move
saw two
down.
marks, I thought that we have to write two different notes.
Turn or move or rotate. That's one mark, and the direction, the second mark. It's core paper, it's core. They will not ask like this question and extend it with 2 marks. It will be 1 mark. Is my answer wrong? No, I didn't say it's wrong. Okay. A force is only Q, so it makes the swing. Yes, a swing, that's 1 point. Okay. Swing, that's 1 mark. The second mark, clockwise. Okay. Or you have to mention downwards. Okay. Or about P, downwards about P. Okay. Next. On another occasion, 2 horizontal forces, 5 Newton, 5 Newton, okay, P and Q, Q and R, on this piece of plastic as shown, okay. Describe what, if any, will happen to this piece of plastic. شو بصير بهذا piece of plastic? 5 Newton, 5 Newton, and it's an equilateral triangle, so the distances are equal. Bravo, it remains equilibrium, it will stay balanced, it will not move, it will stay stationary. All these statements are accepted. Okay, stationary, yes, do not move. It remains stationary or equilibrium or doesn't move or remains at rest. Okay, تمام. وصلت. Thank you. Okay, last part. Okay, 3 marks on it. 1 mark here and 3 marks on here. The figure mark the force or the pivot. Now we have 2 forces to the right on Q and on R. That means we have a force on the the pivot P, and it will be in which direction? It will be to the left. And how big it will be? It will be 10 Newton. Why 10? Because 5 and 5 equal 10. Now the last mark إنه كيف بدي أحسبه؟ هذا طوله قد إيه؟ هذا طوله 2 سنتيمتر وهذا طوله قد ايه؟ هذا طوله كمان 2 سنتيمتر. How long it will be this one? It will be how much? 4 centimeter when I draw it. When I draw it, it's supposed to be 4 centimeter. And the drawing is into scale as this ask. Okay? By an arrow. Okay? تمام? Good? Okay. Okay. That's it. This is our quiz. Who got above 15 out of 27? Who got above 15 out of 27? Hands up. Ya salam. Ya salam. Bravo. Bravo.